Okay, well, hi everyone, and thank you very much for watching or listening. Liam Hartree here today with another episode of Presenting Champions for the Simply Inspired podcast. Today, joined by a very, very special guest who I'm honored to have on the show, professional MMA fighter today, Charalampous Grigoriou. I hope I'm saying that the right way. Um, he, as I mentioned, a professional MMA fighter, 7 wins, 3 losses. This man is on the rise. Originally from Cyprus, currently living in New York, training out of Law MMA, I believe. And today we will be talking not only about fighting, but about a few other aspects of Rampos's life as well, including his transition from Cyprus to the States and his future dream of getting into the UFC, among other things. So, Champ, thank you very much for coming on the show, and it's awesome to have you on here. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's a pleasure, absolute pleasure. So, we'll start with a few things. I don't always start at the beginning, but with you, I'm curious to start actually with your early life. Then we'll come to the present day and we'll talk about the future. So, past, present, future. But obviously, as we were just saying before I was recording, you are originally from Cyprus, originally from Paphos, but you're now in the States. So, did you start competing in martial arts while you were still in Cyprus in the beginning?
Yes. So let's start from the beginning. Um, I started when I was 6 years old. I started with karate. So, and I was competing in karate. And I was like multiple champion, Cyprus, Greece, in Europe. So then I decided to move and try Muay Thai and kickboxing. So um, I started the Muay Thai and I had some fights, then kickboxing, and I became champion WKN champion in Cyprus. And I wanted something with more action. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try MMA. So I started doing MMA, and I competed in the MMA championship in Cyprus, and I got the title. So I was the Cyprus champion in my weight, and so yes, I was fighting in Cyprus, and then it was a time that I was fighting the same people, because the in my level, few people was in my level, So and then I'm like, okay, I have to uh, do something else. And then with the help of my wife, I came to US, uh, and I started like fighting in US. So now, recently I fought like a month ago for Combat FC for the title, and I won the title in the fifth round by TKO, and it was live on UFC Fight Pass. Uh, so yes, I'm training in low MMA and Matsera for Jiu-Jitsu. Uh, and the future is UFC, obviously, and I hope my next fight is gonna be UFC.
Absolutely. I hope so. I believe so. And I will come back to that in a moment. To give it very briefly a mention, when you were in Cyprus still and you were competing there, is there much of a talent pool in terms of like MMA, kickboxing? Like, are there many people doing it? Because I know, like, when you get into the UFC, you'll be the second guy, right? Because you've got the Costas, the first guy,
Yeah,
and everything. But unlike some of the lower levels, like the national level, is there like a lot of talent in Cyprus, or is fighting more sort of niche, if you get what I mean?
look, we have talented people in Cyprus, man, but the problem is the facilities. Um, so, for example, in Cyprus, we have high level Muay Thai and kickboxing,
Yeah.
but but not MMA. And not because we don't have like athletes, but is the whole system. They don't put attention in martial arts. All right, they pay attention in football, soccer actually, and that's it. So if you want to be successful, you have to leave. All right. That's why Costa was in UFC because he left. He used to train in US. He was in my gym. He used to train in my gym, and he was in UFC. So I'm kind of following him. You know, I follow him. So yes, man. I mean, many fighters in Cyprus they have potentials, but they can't do anything uh, besides that, to have it as a hobby. If you want to have it as a job, you have to leave,
Mm.
you know. But yeah, I don't know, man. This is what I'm trying to do with the athletes in Cyprus. I try to motivate them, I'm telling them you want to be a successful athlete, you have to leave, you have to go to US, you know. It's gonna be hard, but you know, it is what it is. Sacrifice.
Absolutely. And I'm curious to talk about your transition from Cyprus to the US in the beginning, because to be honest with you, champ, I think it's a very brave thing to do, to leave your home country and everything. It takes a courage, actually. I mean, I don't know if you see it that way, but it does. So when you initially got to the USA, was it like a big change for you, like the sharp contrast between like Cyprus lifestyle, the US lifestyle? Obviously, the US is busy, 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 it's like fast paced, there's a lot going on. Was it like a very big change for you?
Yes, it was. And I realized that when I had a fight in Glory kickboxing in US at Madison Square Garden, all right? And when I step in the when I step in Madison Square Garden and oh my God, and I saw the arena, I'm like, oh my God, I used to fight in Cyprus in the basements, you know? And now I'm in Madison Square Garden. It was huge different, bro. It was amazing. It was amazing. But yes, the lifestyle, the training, the sacrifice that you have to do, it was very hard for me, man. Very hard. It wasn't hard to leave everybody behind, actually. Uh, my family, my friends, uh, because I wanted to do what I want. I wanted to chase my dream. Uh, the hardest part is um, to live in US because when I came, you have to find a job, you have to do your papers. I didn't have a car. I had to work, and I was working to go to my training in the rain, bro. In the rain, it was so cold, and I was going to the gym, and I was so wet, and I had second pair of socks to change, and then back home wet again, bro. It was so bad, bro. And I'm like, uh, I don't want to go back to this life. Um, but it is what it is. Uh, I was, you know, I was pushing forward, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make it happen, and I made it happen, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, you did. Well, this is the thing. I think it's cool to mention that because it's the side of your life that people don't see, People see the wins, people see, the glory of what you're doing, but people don't see always everything that goes behind the scenes. So that's my reason for mentioning that, because the sacrifices, the discipline, it's amazing. So, a different type of question now. Obviously, the ferocious nickname that you're known as ferocious, I'm sure people ask you this a lot, but where did that come from in the beginning?
It came when I started fighting in US, uh, and when I was in Cyprus, I had the psycho, okay, because I was a little bit. So when I came in US, uh, we got the nickname because I'm going there and I finished them. If you see my record, I have 5 knockouts of the 7 wins. So that's why.
Yeah. And obviously that was something else I was going to ask you as well. You're known for finishing fights, man. I mean, there's no two ways about that. Is that something that you always plan on going into the cage? Like you're always going for like a knockout or like some sort of flashy finish every time?
Yes, man. I always wanna have like uh exciting fight, and I go there for the knockout. Even if I don't want the knockout, it happened, because uh uh I hit hard, and I mean, usually if I if I hit you, I'm gonna knock you out usually. So uh I go there. I'm always trying to finish. Uh because this is one reason to sign with the UFC. Okay, you have to be excited. Okay, so and yes, man, I always go there, move forward, and try to finish them. And usually I finish them in the first round, but I don't know what happened. My last opponent, I finished him in the fifth round. It was tough, but eventually I finished him.
Yeah, well, that's what counts at the end of the day. A win's a win. You got the good result. Um,
Yeah, this is what CM Punk said in one of my fights. He said, "If you get out of the first round from the first round with this guy, you count it as a victory."
I love that. Yeah, yeah. Wow, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Do you have a favorite knockout of all of the ones so far, or do you think that the best one is yet to come?
uh, I'm gonna say the best one. The best one is yet to come, but I have very good finishes, man. I have with the left hook knockout out cold. I have with the right uppercut in 21 seconds. Uh, I have different. I have two with the low kicks. Uh, TKO. I think I have all the different TKOs, KOs, but I hope I'm gonna have a like better knockouts in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I feel for you, the best is yet to come, and you've achieved some amazing things, but the best things are in the future. We'll talk about the future now in just a moment. Before we do, I want to give a mention to some of the people you train with, and some of the people who have helped you during your time in the US. I think what is it, about 5 years or so you've been over there. So during that time, let's talk about some of your training partners and some of the people you're working with and give them a mention.
Uh, uh, yes, but I train with everybody. I train like with Berab, with Aljamir, uh, with Matt Frevola, with James, with Dennis. I have so many talented teammates, bro. So I think the success is the only way, bro. With the with the gym and the teammates that we have, it's crazy. And I want to make sure that, like so far, 2023, the gym has 5 fights, 5 wins, TKOs. So we have one of the best gyms in the world, bro. So I'm lucky to be part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, success breeds more success. You surround yourself with successful people, it rubs off on you, man. Absolutely. So,
Exactly.
okay, so we've mentioned a few good things over here as well. Um, Talk to us about your future plans. I mean, obviously, you want to get into the UFC. You've mentioned that as your dream. You're getting very close to it. But just talk to us about like your dream, your vision, your plan for the next steps of your career. Like as far ahead as you want to go, as short time as you want to go. I don't mind, man. But just let's talk about the dream from here a little bit, please.
Ah, to be honest, man, I don't know yet, man. To be honest, I'm I don't know. After, like, for example, after my career, I'm thinking like to go back home. I'm thinking to stay. I think it's 50-50. It depends. I like US. I don't know if I'm gonna stay in New York. Uh, but I don't know, man. Uh, First, I wanna sign with UFC. I wanna take over, and then we'll see.
the UFC is the dream from here as well. So shortly, I'll let you go because I know you're a busy man and you've got many things to do, as have I. Before we do, one or two other things. Obviously, we mentioned your physical training just now. We mentioned some of the people you train with, the jiu-jitsu and MMA and everything. Preparing for the big fight, though, is also you have to have a strong mind as well as a strong body. So on the build up to a big fight, what is your process of preparing for the fight in your mind? Are you one of those people where you visualize it, you think about it a lot, do you put it out of your mind? It'd just be cool to get your thoughts on this as another area that people don't see just from watching the fight, if you get what
Yeah. Yeah, of course I visualize, man, and I visualize how I'm gonna finish the fight. And in the fight camp, I'm in my own world. You know what I mean? In my head, I mean, I live in my own world because I have, in my mind, I have training, training, training. I'm visualizing the fight. I'm like, uh, I'm trying to find a game plan. Uh, you know, like the weakness of my opponents. Uh, and uh, and it's a little, how can I say, when I'm in the fight camp, I'm more to my fight world. I don't want to deal with anybody else. You know what I mean? I don't want to go out uh, with friends or whatever. I want to stay focused for the fight. Uh, but yes, man, the mental game is the most important because if you lose it, you lose the fight. Uh, So I'm trying to stay ready. I'm trying to stay positive, and every time I go to the gym, I try to stay as long as I can in uh, uh, in the gym because when I'm there, I feel like even with doing nothing, I feel strong. I feel motivated. You know, uh, so I'm trying to be there for a long time during my fight camp. Uh, But yes, man, you need accept from your teammates, coaches, you need your family with you too for the support. So yes, man, we have 3 months for preparation. Like it's it's a hard 3 months, but eventually it's the result that it counts, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Two more things, and then I'll let you go to carry on with the rest of your day, and we'll wrap this up. Obviously, you've achieved some great things so far in your career, but you're also going to achieve the best things from here. Nonetheless, somebody who wants to achieve something big in sports, maybe if they're just starting out, if they're like an amateur, or if they're like having their first couple of fights or whatever it is, what would be some advice you would give to those people, like, because I have some like up and coming fighters watching this and everything. I know it's a big question, but just maybe one or two things that you would say to people just starting out on the journey, basically.
Yeah. I will say don't stop. I mean, don't stop. Keep going. I mean, don't listen to anybody, man. Do what you love. I mean, don't listen to anybody because you have to do what you love, not what the others they want you to do. Uh, try it, and if it happens, happen. At least you tried. So yeah,
Absolutely.
that's it.
Good advice, man. Good advice. And the last question, obviously we've talked about like your coaches and the people who support you in that way. But basically, what would you say to your fans, your supporters around the world, people who watch your fights, people who maybe they message you on social media, say, we know you're going to win, all of this type of support. What would you say to those people?
So first of all, I would like to say to them, thank you for the support because they are always there. Uh, and uh, I've tried to make my people proud. And uh, and yes, thank you for the support. And one more thing, not just to my fans, but to the people in general, the fight fans, like, don't wait like to see wins and then support. You know, even for example, I'm gonna give a example for myself. If I win, okay, I have people that support me anyway, but don't like say, okay, congrats, congrats, and then if I lose, you forget about me. You know what I mean? You have to be there in the like with the victories and losses. You know, because some people they are very, you lose, they stop. But uh, I want to say thank you to my real fans, and because I have a lot of fans from Cyprus and Greece. So and they are always there to support me, even if they don't know me. They come to my fights, watching me, message me, and thank you.
Yeah. Well, I always like to close out with a message for those people, because the sport would be nothing without those people putting in their time and effort and money and everything. Champ, thank you so much for your time as well. Thank you for taking
Thank
time
you.
out of a busy day. And I'll be cheering for you, with the next steps, whatever comes. Can't wait to see you in the UFC. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the Simply Inspired YouTube channel, and there'll be more videos coming soon.